Welcome to Lean Concepts. Understanding Lean Principles in Waste Reduction, presented to you by the Oklahoma Quality Foundation. In today's training, we will go over the origins of Lean. You will receive an introduction to Lean concepts. We will go over the 8 wastes, referred to as TIMUWOOD. And then we'll have interactive examples of waste reduction. So what is Lean? Organizations have an opportunity to shift the way they think, operate, and improve through a Lean transformation. So organizations can ask themselves, what does the customer value? What problem does the customer need to solve? Lean is about creating needed value with fewer resources and less waste. It is a practice consisting of continuous experimentation to achieve value without waste. So what is a Lean process? On the left, you see a process that has been mapped out prior to a Lean transformation. Oftentimes there are more steps, it's less efficient, they're lacking consideration of the customer. And then on the right, you see a process after a Lean transformation. Typically, the Lean process is faster, it's more efficient, and it delivers satisfaction to the customer. Lean is a people-based system, not just a tool. To successfully implement Lean in your organization, it is essential to not only master Lean tools, but also to fundamentally shift your mindset and cultivate a culture of continuous improvement. Lean is not a temporary solution to be shelved until a problem arises. It does require an ongoing commitment to improvement. It is about creating the way we do things as a shared mindset. A solid foundation is continuous improvement culture and respect for people. We must trust our people within our organizations to solve the problems regardless of how the problem was initially defined. Lean is a people-based system. Lean is about empowerment. Lean encourages employees at all levels to take ownership of their work and processes. Workers are empowered to identify problems and suggest improvements. So for a moment, I want you to think about where and how employees can identify problems and suggest improvements. Lean is about collaboration. Success in Lean relies on teamwork and communication. Cross-functional collaboration fosters diverse perspectives and solutions. Again, ask yourself, does your organization allow for diverse perspectives and solutions? A continuous improvement culture promotes ongoing learning and adaptability. Employees are encouraged to experiment, learn from failures, and be innovative. During this shift to a continuous improvement culture, there will be resistance to change. You will hear things like, we've always done it this way, why change things now? Some employees may view it as a risk to their job. Really, it comes down to history and habit. So start with your vision and take small steps towards change. Always gather feedback and get the employee's perspective and celebrate the wins, no matter how small. Lean is about having respect for people. Lean emphasizes respect for all individuals, recognizing their contributions. Building trust and valuing input leads to a motivated workforce. Before rolling out Lean tools in your operations, you must first teach your people to see the operations through Lean eyes, or what is seeing waste. We empower our people to identify waste and suggest improvements through a Lean transformation. Every employee deserves to be valued, supported, and inspired to contribute to something larger than themselves. Lean history and background. So in the early 1900s, we start to see lean transform manufacturing. We have Frederick Taylor, whose Taylor's standard work in his scientific management theory was all about setting clear, efficient methods for workers to follow, aiming to improve productivity and reduce errors. So he was all about creating repeatable steps that the employees could take that would achieve the outcomes but reduce any errors. Then we go into the Ford Motor Company. Ford was actually considered the first lean manufacturer. Ford's flow production system used a moving assembly line to speed up car manufacturing, making it faster and cheaper to produce each car. The flow production system relates to lean because it focused on efficiency, reducing waste, and improving flow and production, which are key principles to lean manufacturing. This showed that streamlining processes could lower cost and increase productivity. Moving forward to the 1940s, we see the Toyota production system emerge, and this is where Shigo Shingo, Taiichi Ono were maximizing efficiency with limited resources, inspiring lean principles by focusing again on waste reduction and continuous improvement. They also had a strong emphasis on respect for people. And this is what became a core principle of lean later on, but valuing employee input, developing their employees in a shared collaboration mindset. In the 1950s, we see Edward Deming. He introduced quality management principles that emphasize continuous improvement and respect for workers, which influenced lean by showing that quality and efficiency come from empowering your employees and refining your processes. So Deming helped the Japanese industries rebuild post-World War II by teaching them quality control and continuous improvement methods, which boosted their product quality and global competitiveness, laying the groundwork for lean principles. Deming is who introduced PDSA cycles and statistical process control. In the 90s, we move on to Jim Womack and Dan Jones. They wrote a couple of books called The Machine That Changed the World and Lean Thinking. These two individuals believed that the Toyota production system could now be applied to any company in any industry or any country. So the early 2000s to today, we know that lean is not just for manufacturing anymore. Lean is a way to run your business. It's learning culture, exploring those root causes and eliminating waste, and then listening to the voice of your customer. So lean principles focus on maximizing customer value while minimizing waste. So lean principles originated from that Toyota production system, and these principles aim to streamline processes and enhance efficiency. The core concepts include value, value stream, flow and pool, and a pursuit of excellence. Value is defining what is valuable from the customer's perspective, ensuring that all activities align with delivering that value. It is important to understand value differs from demand. Demand is centered around satisfying the wants. With value, the customer may not know that they even had a need. So what is the customer willing to pay or conform to? This is where you will find the requirements from the customer's perspective. Value stream is identifying all steps in a process that contribute to delivering the product or service, distinguishing between value-added and non-value-added activities. Exploring your value stream will help you identify how much and where waste is produced during your processes. From there, you can work out how to remove the waste and where to make specific improvements or savings, or just better the flow of your process. This turns into value for the customer, and there may be an opportunity of adding value as well. We have flow and pool. Flow is creating smooth, uninterrupted flow in processes to eliminate delays and inefficiencies. Pool, by implementing a pool system where production is based on actual customer demand rather than forecasts, ensuring responsiveness. Then we have the pursuit of excellence, fostering a culture of continuous improvement, or known as Kaizen, where everyone in the organization seeks to eliminate waste and enhance processes continuously. Identifying waste, or known as muda. Muda is a Japanese term originating from the Toyota production system that means waste or inefficiency. Muda refers to all activities and processes that do not add value to the customer. This means that if an activity is considered muda, it should either be eliminated or minimized because it only adds cost without benefit to your product or service. Taiichi Ohno, who is a pioneer of lean manufacturing from Toyota, has identified 8 types of waste that occur in what was manufacturing processes, but we know now that this can occur in any industry. Each of these wastes represents a specific area where inefficiencies and excess costs occur. We are referencing it as TIMUWOOD. You will sometimes see that acronym known as TIMUWOOD or downtime. T is for transportation. Transportation waste refers to the unnecessary movement of materials or products between different points in the production process. This could look like components are transported across the plant for further processing, which increases time and costs. I for inventory. Excess inventory represents materials and products that are not directly needed and accumulate waste. Maintaining large inventories or raw materials and finished goods that may be damaged or obsolete is an example of inventory waste. M is for motion. Wasted motion involves unnecessary employee movements that do not add value to the product or service. An example of this, operators often having to walk or bend to reach tools or materials. U is for underutilization. Underutilization refers to underutilized employee time or talent relative to their skills or knowledge set. So an example of this could be a skilled graphic designer working in a marketing company, but instead of designing creative content, they're only assigned basic tasks like resizing images or organizing files. Having advanced design skills, they're not being challenged or given the opportunity to fully apply their expertise, which then leads to waste of their potential and could lower job satisfaction. Waiting. Waiting includes all times when employees or machines idle and waiting for the next step in the process. An example of this could be a machine operator waits for the completion of a previous operation or for delivery of material. O is for overprocessing. Overprocessing means performing more steps or higher quality than required by the customer. An example of this is performing additional checks and adjustments that are not necessary to meet customer specifications. O for overproduction. Overproduction occurs when more products are produced than what is currently needed. This leads to excess inventory, which can tie up capital and storage space. An example of this could be a production line produces more parts than ordered because it is trying to maximize machine utilization. Defects, D. Defects include all products that do not meet quality requirements and must be repaired or discarded. An example of this could be manufacturing defects resulting in the need to rework or dispose of defective parts. Some tips and tricks on getting your employees involved in waste reduction. Ensure that all employees have a basic understanding of these 8 wastes and how it applies to their work. Create a culture of open communication where employees are not afraid to share their ideas and concerns. Encourage teams to meet regularly to discuss possible improvements. Recognize and reward employees for identifying and suggesting ways to eliminate waste. Implement motivational programs that encourage active involvement and continuous improvement. In the next few slides, we will go into an interactive exercise and we will look at tools on how to eliminate waste. So here are some strategies or some tools for that waste reduction. These are the common tools used: 5S, root cause analysis, Kaizen events, value stream mapping, or PDSAs. 5S stands for sort, set in order, shine, standardize, and sustain. Those are your 5 S's. This methodology helps create an organized and efficient workspace. By sorting through items, teams can eliminate unnecessary tools and materials. This is sorting. Arranging those tools for easy access. This is setting in order. Maintain cleanliness, shine. And then establishing best practices is your standardization. And ensuring long-term adherence to these practices is sustaining. This reduces clutter and improves productivity. Your root cause analysis, some tools that you can use to get down to the root cause of a problem could be your 5 whys. This can be done amongst a team. You've got your problem and then you're digging down further into why is it happening. You keep asking why is it happening until you get to that final root cause that you could then put action behind. Typically, you can find your root cause in 5 times. You don't always, it could be less or it could be more depending on the complexity of the problem. Then you have your fishbone diagram, which is a visual tool of cause and effect. Typically, the head of the fish is the problem, and then the bones of the fish could be causes. And those are usually separated into categories like methods, machines, people, processes, management, maybe the environment. And then little bones come off of that as sub-causes. You have Kaizen events. A Kaizen event is a focused short-term project aimed at improving a specific process or area within the organization. So typically lasting from a few days to a week, it involves a team of employees who identify problems, brainstorm solutions, and implement changes. The goal is to enhance efficiency, reduce waste, and foster a culture of continuous improvement. Value stream mapping is a tool that visualizes the flow of materials and information through a process, helping teams identify value-added and non-value-added activities. By analyzing this flow, organizations can pinpoint bottlenecks in areas of waste, enabling targeted improvements that streamline operations. PDSA, or sometimes referred to as PDCA, stands for Plan, Do, Study, Act, or Plan, Do, Check, Act. These are iterative frameworks used for continuous improvement in processes, so they involve 4 stages. Plan is identifying a problem and developing a plan for change. Your Do is implementing the plan on a small scale. Study or check, depending on which one you use, analyzes the results to see if the change led to an improvement. If that improvement was successful, you would then implement the change by acting on it on a large scale. If not, you refine the plan and you repeat your cycle. These cycles promote systematic testing and learning to enhance quality and efficiency. So in the next few slides, you will participate in a Kaizen event to find a solution to the following scenario. Our dental practice is experiencing an increased rate of no-shows, resulting in reduced patient access and increased workload following up on those no-shows. How can we improve our patient appointment processes? You start with your problem statement. Our problem statement, again, our dental practice is experiencing an increased rate of no-shows, resulting in reduced patient access and increased workload following up on these no-shows. How can we improve our patient appointment processes? So we're going to do a root cause analysis. So let's try the 5 whys technique here. Why are we experiencing no-show rates? Patients don't know when their appointment is. Why don't patients know when their appointment is? Patients aren't receiving notifications of their appointment. Why don't patients receive notifications of their appointment date and time? Well, we don't have a system in place to notify patients of their appointment. So that's the root cause that we've narrowed down, and we now need the team to brainstorm potential solutions. So it is time for the team to brainstorm solutions for the lack of a process in place that notifies patients of their appointment date and time. In the bubbles, you see these are some of those solutions that the team has come up with. Should we call patients to remind them of their appointment? Could we give reminder cards at checkout? Could we implement a text notification system to alert patients of their appointment date and time? Could we send a letter to the patient with their appointment date and time? Or none? It is the patient's responsibility to remember. So now we reflect on the solutions that we brainstormed and we dissect the feasibility of it. So our first solution of calling patients to remind them of their appointment before, this adds overprocessing to the front desk. How would they track it? How much time would we spend calling trying to reach the patient? Our next solution, implement a text notification system to alert patients of their appointment via text. Now there could be a cost to this, but how does that cost outweigh the loss in revenue from our no-shows? Could we give reminder cards at checkout? How effective is this? If we implement a text system, and would this be redundant? How much time is spent filling out that card? What about our solution of none? It's the patient's responsibility to remember their appointment. So this is actually current state right now. We're waiting on the patient to remember their appointment, and it is leading to a waste in our processes. Could we send a letter to the patient of the appointment before? So similar to the cards, who will fill this out? Is there a cost in mailing letters that could go towards a system? So I think our best feasibility and streamlined process here would be to implement a text notification system to alert patients of their appointment via text. But how will we know if that works? So what you can do now is utilize your PDSA tool. A Plan, Do, Study, Act could help us in tracking the effectiveness of our new process. There are many success stories, many case studies out there that you can read on lean transformation. And so I'll give you a minute to pause the training. These titles will take you into a case study that you can read further on lean transformation and their successes, specifically in healthcare scenarios. So in conclusion, lean concepts like value stream, flow, pool, and the pursuit of excellence, it offers a powerful framework for maximizing efficiency, reducing waste, and enhancing customer satisfaction. By focusing on continuous improvement and respect for people, lean can enable organizations to streamline their processes, respond flexibly to demand, and improve quality. Embracing lean principles benefits not only the business, but also employees and customers, creating a more efficient, collaborative, and value-driven environment. Thank you for attending today's training, and we look forward to seeing you in the classroom next.